Good evening, friends. I'm Swpna Kulkarnii, founder of Abhillabh Private Limited in the field of renewable energy. We are a solution specialist and promote use of green energy at large to reduce use of fossil fuels. I'm also the Mumbai chapter president with WEDO. WEDO is Women's Entrepreneurship Development Organization founded by Mrs. Kadambari Umapati in the year 2015 to financially empower women through entrepreneurship. Video today is a platform where we focus on developing business through contacts, networking, and collaborations. We believe in empowering women entrepreneurs by providing the required training programs, e learning platforms, and business consultations. Today, Video has its presence in six cities: Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Mumbai, Coimbatore, and Pune, and growing more. Friends, we hear the difference between who you are, and who you want to be is what you do. Life will only change when you become more committed to your dreams than you are to your comfort zone, and starting over is the opportunity to come back better than before. And this holds so true with our guest this evening. Friends, we recently had a session on health and wellness where we realized that being healthy and fit should be a lifestyle, and our guest today also endorses the same. She is a nutritionist and specializes in life transformation. She holds a graduate diploma in dietetics and applied nutrition and is listed in the top 15 dietitians of Hyderabad by WellCurve. She owns an online clinic by name of Define Your Diet and is also associated as a senior nutritionist and health consultant on various platforms. She specializes in women health, gut health, and PCOD reversal, reversing lifestyle disorders through holistic approach. And she is a soon-to-be author of the book Aspire to Inspire for helping women make their shift in career after a break. Her vision here is to create health for 1 lakh people in next 5 years. Friends, here I remember one saying: believe that what you do matters and will make a difference in people's life. You don't have to save the world in one stroke, but you can make a difference one person at a time. Today, I'm super excited to welcome our guest, Ms. Dania Irfan, holistic nutrition coach from Hyderabad, and know her journey. And of course, she likes to be called herself Proud Mumbaikar. Welcome, Dania. Welcome to We Do Dialogue Connect today.
Thank you so much, Swapna. Good evening. And it was really heartwarming to hear such a beautiful introduction that you have given me. And being in this space and, trying to change the lives of people through health is the biggest happiness biggest happiness and contentment that I get through this work that I'm doing. So
Lovely.
it's a pleasure to be here, and uh, thanks a lot for spotlighting me and bringing me on this platform of WeDo, where all women are here to empower each other.
Lovely, lovely, Dana. Yes, of course. A very, very warm welcome to you, and thank you for giving your time and joining us today for this live session where I'm sure we can add a lot of value to people's life. So, Dana, before we begin, a little more about you from your mouth, a little more about you and about your brand. Please
Okay,
share with
so
us.
yeah. So I have been in this space. I mean, I have done my graduation 25 years back. Now it's been such a long time since I'm there in this field. But the thing was that working initially, and then there was after getting married, there was a very huge gap in my career. I had stopped my profession and went off to, obviously, dealing with a lot of other things in terms of family life. Say around 5 years back, I thought of coming back with my own profession, but obviously I had a very big question mark on my mind as to whether I will be able to, get my position back, and will I be able to work? Whether will I be able to make a difference in people's lives? Because this is what I always aimed for. That's making an impact even in the life of one person is very, very important, and that is what is most valuable. I mean, this when this happened, I started getting, upskilling myself. I started doing a lot of certifications, and I studied. I did a lot of courses in life coaching. I have done diabetes educator, I have done a cupping therapy, and I have also the major part of my study has been on clinical nutrition and on holistic nutrition training program, which helped me equip myself to get my career totally online. Now, because of a lot of limitations of moving out of the house and doing some kind of work, it was not possible. So I shifted my work online, and that is when I started off with this brand called Define Your Diet. This is about defining yourself in terms of a person, and the diet part is obviously the kind of food that you take. In all, both of them together make up your life, and through which you can actually say that it is your lifestyle, that what kind of a person you are, and what kind of nutrition that you are taking up. Okay, so with this, what happened was uh, a lot of my focus started shifting on transforming myself as well as an entrepreneur, transforming the lives of people in terms of their health, looking into their lifestyle disorders, which are so prevalent today. And there are a lot of obesity cases, diabetes cases, PCOS, hypothyroidism, and arthritis, and name it, and all the problems of these lifestyle disorders are so rampant and prevalent in today's world. So, people, although being so educated, still there is that gap of knowing and doing. And here is when we thought of creating a program, an extensive program of 3 months or 100 days, and hand holding the process, hand holding the person in that process, so that they are able to create that change in themselves, create those habits within themselves, and make a change which is more sustainable and for a longer time, so that they are able to take on life's challenges and stay away from diseases. So this was what inspired me. I mean, giving that kind of life health in people's lives.
Yeah. So very, very inspiring, Dania, because what I could understand from this is after a very long time, or rather a career gap that you had from your profession, probably I understand, which was in Mumbai, and then you shifted to Hyderabad, and in the span, of course, your family was important, or paying attention there was important. The reason I'm bringing this up is because I think today quite a few women, of course, do face this kind of challenge. That now that I am being out of touch, with work, or maybe the career that they were doing. So if you can kind of give a little more guidance on how that change of mind has to happen, of course. And when this moment comes, what is it that exactly they should be looking at, like how you said that you looked at upskilling yourself, and so I think finding that your ikigai, or finding your passion, or finding what you need to do, is something which will be very beneficial if our audience get to know that as well.
Yeah, so thanks for asking this question. And it has been actually, even I have gone through this process of finding my ikigai, and coming to a point where I know that uh, health and health awareness has been my forte all the time, because in this past 25 years I have had a lot of my relatives asking me a lot of things about diet, and I me going to conferences and meetings, and understanding the latest updates in this profession, in this field. What happened was that I realized that there is no two ways. I mean, I cannot. I although I had taken up life coaching after a break, but I thought that life coaching is just not the thing completely. I have to deal with health, and dealing with old in-laws which I had. Like, I mean, my father-in-law 80 plus, my mother-in-law was like 70 plus when I had gotten married. So what happened was that I was by default into the health arena in their with their health issues. So
True.
that was one thing in the background which was happening with me. As I said, I upskilled myself. Now, see, what happens is when a woman, she takes a break. there are a lot of negative things running in her mind. Okay, just as it was in mine. That will I be able to give time to the family? Will I
Yeah.
be able to succeed in what I am doing? Will I be able to ever make a change? And will I have that kind of a work life balance where I am able to give that kind of uh, justified attention to both places, work as well
True.
as life, right?
True.
So, and as an entrepreneur, a woman entrepreneur, it's important that we need to mm, make that shift in the mind in a way that we are just, uh, you know, focusing on what we want to achieve. Okay,
True.
so initial phase, what I did was I was like trying to focus on what I wanted to achieve. The other things in the family were happening side by side, but I would honestly say that at that time I was not too attentive on that aspect of my family at that point while I was trying to grow. Okay,
Mhm.
and
Right.
then after a certain point, I started to feel that no, there is some neglect which is happening. I need to create that balance. Okay, and then I started to prioritize. Okay, these things I should do. This is what I need to take up first, and then give time to the family side also. So so all these things, what happens is, when you make that mind shift into focusing on what, where you want to reach, where you want to achieve, the energies around you and the energy within you definitely, like, conspire to give you what you want.
True.
Okay,
True.
slowly but steadily these things start to fall in place. You will
Right.
get the one first breakthrough, you will feel confident. And once that level, first point of confidence with the first breakthrough, when it comes, then there is no looking back. Then you can go for a smaller. So I would say, taking smaller steps and not just wanting to, just rush into, trying to create that success, because at times it can just fall back very uh, unknowingly. You can just not achieve it unless
Correct.
you are going step by step. So that
Correct.
process, as women entrepreneurs, it's very important that to go take smaller steps, get the success at smaller steps, and then start to take this bigger leaps at a later stage.
A very important point, Dania, here is that, of course, yes, because when after a break, especially when it comes to a woman who probably is dependent on the family for her survival, and not doing something on her own, and when she's willing to do or wanting to do something on her own, the expectations are suddenly very high, that this should happen and that should be a success and this should be a success, and I think that's where somewhere, if it does not happen, then it's a disappointment, and then eventually we give up on those dreams. So I think it's very important for we women to understand that, anything that we start or anything that we begin is not going to grow overnight. Like we have a
Hmm.
famous saying that Rome was not built in a day. So everything
Hmm.
is going to take time. But as you rightly said, that you need to break through your goals. What is it that you want to do? Taking one step at a time, going with smaller steps, achieving those smaller milestones is definitely then going to give you in the end the bigger picture will be seen through that. So I think this is a very important point that our viewers today should know that yes, you and most importantly, I think friends, here when we are starting afresh, or starting our second innings, very important is to play your A game, to play, to convince your family that this is what you want to do, because it's again not all about giving up on your dreams. And as Danya said, of course, at times you kind of there are times instances that you feel that okay, this has been ignored, but then you prioritize yourself, and get back to the track, ensure that you're looking at how you can achieve those small gains. But unless spoken about that what you need from life, or what you discuss that what you need from life, you will not be able to achieve it. And what rightly said by Danya, that negativity sinks in. So then I could give some tips on, when such kind of things happens, when there's all these rough noises that, oh, you can't do it, oh, you should not be doing it, you're not living with the family, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. And in all of that, when you have to look at achieving your dreams, how is that you uh, close your ears or you shut your mind and focus on what you need to do?
You have partly answered the question that you have asked me, that you have to clear away the noise, right?
Yeah,
So yeah, there has to be selective listening to certain things, and especially see what happens is the very close family, like my immediate family, is the priority for me. Okay, there
true.
are extended family members who will have like how many ever people are there that those many tongues will wag, right? So those things are a part of it, and you just cannot keep people from shutting up. Okay, so
Yeah,
what happened is that when you just consistently go on without giving a heed to their comments or to the kind of retaliation or the kind of effects that these people are giving in the background. Okay, you're not able to do this. What if it does not succeed? What if like that? What if like this? uh, if you are convinced with yourself and you have the gut feeling that you want to just move ahead no matter what, nobody can stop you. You just
true.
cannot get controlled by such kind of comments. And to change yourself, it's like if it does not pain you enough, it does not change you enough. Okay,
True.
so that one thing which pained me the most was that being a dietitian, I mean, I'm a postgraduate, and being a dietitian, I was unable to make that impact in lives of people's, and women's lives was something was that was very close to my heart. That
Mhm.
yes, I want to make an impact in women's lives because they are the ones who are so emotional and silently suffering a lot of things which they don't even know. They are innocently suffering, not
Yeah.
innocently and ignorantly. So for me, the pain point was that being into this field, and when my kids used to tell in school, "What does your mother do?" and my kids used to say she's a housewife, that is what triggered me the most. Okay,
Uh-huh.
that I don't want to be just called a housewife, although it's. I know for like at a span of 15 or 18 years, I have performed that role, but there is no other work that comes in comparison to being a mother or taking care of a household or anything. But I did
Absolutely.
not just want to be confined to
Yes.
that role. I
Yes.
wanted
True.
to be
True.
much more. I wanted my own identity, and the finding of that identity is what pained me the most. And
Correct.
eventually
Correct.
it happened that it changed me a lot, and I got support from my immediate house family members, my siblings, and everybody. They supported me in all these things. So yes, of course, every journey has got its ups and downs. Sometimes bigger pitfalls are there, but the valleys, the lower the valleys, the higher the mountains also. So
Absolutely.
you're able to just negate some things which have happened, let it go, and move on with the goal in your mind that okay, this is what you want to achieve.
Absolutely, absolutely wonderfully said, Dania. That yes, just not confining yourself to one thing, but getting out your inner potential or what is it that you want to do. Of course, our family is important because they are our biggest supporters with us. Being a mother, being a wife, being a daughter, everything is absolutely important because they are the ones our first well wishers, we could say. But at the same time, along with them, there is something that you as a person are also there, so your identity also matters. And as you rightly said that being a housewife is not an easy task. you know it's a thankless job, but at the same time it's something which you do out of love. But
Yeah,
again, your identity, finding your identity is equally important. I think after 18 or 17 years of break, when you thought that, okay, I just don't want to be confined to a housewife, but much more than that, and something which I can do, you know, that is very, very important. And friends, I think every one of us should take this inspiration that, yes, what we're doing is important, and it's a part of our lives. Yes, we're doing it. And we women are blessed as multitaskers. Let's accept the fact that we can do 10 things at a time. वो रावण के 10 सर हम हमारे ऐसे ही 10 हाथ 10 पैर लगे होते हैं, हमको ऐसे ही शक्ति नहीं कहते. So we have that in us. It's just a matter of bringing out our passion And not necessary that it has to be on a very big scale. Whatever you love, friends, it can be even a painting, or it can be a craft, it can be teaching, it can be anything that you want to do and you want to pursue as your own passion. You should follow it. Why? Because once you are following your passion, the other things will automatically come in place, what I think what our guest today is going to really talk about. So Dania, we understand that health has always been your first love. We could say that you're been into this field. So and this the inspiration that you already shared with us, that when your son said that she's a housewife and you didn't just want to be a housewife. So we understand that that's what's your deja vu moment. We could say that okay, I need to change. So what are the first few steps that you took to begin with your transformation? Because I think realizing one thing and taking an action on it and starting to implement it is another bigger task to do. And
Yeah.
so if you could just share a little more about that journey.
Yeah, I agree that to start off to thinking and doing is two different things. There's sometimes a lot of people are stuck in the knowing and doing trap, right?
Yeah, yeah.
With me, what I had done was that I used to attend these live seminars were happening in different cities. That time it was pre-COVID, and there was no online sessions that you can attend any of these sessions, and you can get your the kind of coaching that you want. So I had been to this coaching program where I signed up to become a life coach. Now, becoming a life coach, the first prerequisite that they had was that you have to create, with the same tools, you have to create the transformation in yourself first. That is when we will certify you as a life coach. So the
Wow.
challenge was put on me, and and the very first negative code that I had in mind, all my negative belief systems that I had, right, those had to be broken. And the first thing was my the very basic and the very most toughest thing I had to overcome was the need of being a perfectionist.
Mhm. Right.
Okay, that was what was stopping me all this while. कि if I will start doing something, it has to be perfect. ऐसे ही
Ah,
होना चाहिए, ऐसे ही टाइम पे होना चाहिए, ऐसे ही करना चाहिए, ऐसे ही हो. So I started implementing this non-perfectionism in my house first. Okay, if things were either not in its place, I would be like, okay, let it be. Okay, you're a mother of four, it is going to happen.
true.
So let it go. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
uh, Things where kids at times, some in school, if they were not doing certain things in a certain way, used to be furious earlier.
Mhm.
After that, I started applying it and understanding that no, they are also taking time to learn. Probably if they're given the time in the positive environment, they will grow. So just let it
Right,
go. Okay, they will
right.
take their time. And doing these activities of breaking my perfectionism, that is when I learned that it's okay to be it's perfectly okay to be imperfect. Okay.
Right,
and
right.
and I slowly started moving into creating my blueprint or on how I want to go ahead with my life. I created a vision board for myself, and I understood my personality. It was something which from within, which I what a kind of a person I was not feeling satisfied just doing one role. I needed that recognition. I needed the uh, identity which
Uh-huh.
would set me apart from everybody else.
Correct,
Okay,
correct.
so all these things, so moving away, understanding your personality, breaking your negative beliefs, creating a blueprint for yourself, understanding where you want to go, finding your ikigai, and then slowly and steadily reaching. Still now I have not reached what I want to, but I'm in the way. I'm still on the way, in the a work
Right.
in progress.
In the process, yeah, in the process of that transformation. A very important points said, Danya, that, of course, you need to look inside first if you want to change your outside. I
Yeah,
think it's a very
correct.
widely said thing nowadays, that, you first look inside. What is it that you need to change within you to create the change
Hmm.
across, because I think change is the only constant, and if you don't change, things around you is not going to change, you know.
Definitely, they don't change.
Yeah.
This is what I noticed because every time I used to be like, in my mind, I used to blame everybody because of so and so. I'm not doing this because of so and so. I'm not doing this. Situation is like this. That's why I'm like this. Okay.
Yes,
The
yes,
minute you take that ownership, okay, I need to change, and the road starts paving for you.
absolutely true.
It sounds
Very
very
well said.
theoretical. It
No, no,
sounds
no, but very
theoretical,
well
but it
said, very well
happens.
said. And very important point that, of course, definitely you need to bring in that change within yourself and take actions, because otherwise, definitely nothing is going to change for you. So, very importantly, is we need to shut our monkeys, the P monkeys, which keep coming, procrastinating, because I myself suffer with that, the
Uh,
procrastination is, I think, the biggest thing which I can blame on today, that for not doing things, which I'm still not able to break the pattern. I don't know if you can really share some tips where you can, I think a lot of viewers today would want to know that, yes, how to break that procrastination pattern is very, very important. If you could share some tips,
hmm.
uh, one or two tips for people that, how we could look at changing the procrastination, because I think that's a major hurdle in anyone's growth.
Yeah, yeah. So procrastination happens. Why is because you want to achieve it perfectly, right? That you keep delaying in the quest that ye ho jayega. If this is fine, then I can achieve it. If this is fine, then it. So it is actually a extended form of perfection only. Okay,
Ah,
procrastination, right? You will see there are a lot of people who are very impulsive. They will
yeah,
never procrastinate. उनके दिमाग में बात आएगा and they will execute it.
correct.
So how does that it work for them and how doesn't it work for others? And why do people procrastinate? It's because they want to achieve the perfect level. So breaking that perfectionism myth is very, very important for a lot of us today, because
True.
as women we have a lot of people who are dependent on us, a lot of expectations with us, and we are like har jagah we have to, you know, fulfill everybody 100%. That will
Right.
not be possible,
Correct. Correct. Yeah. Very
right?
important. Very
So
well said. Yes. We can't make everyone
yeah,
happy. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and only when you create that small little happiness within yourself, you are a kind of a a jug full of uh, you are a full jug basically, so you're able to pour out whatever you have.
True.
If you are an empty jug and you have not satisfied yourself enough, you don't have the love for yourself, you don't have that appreciation for yourself, you will not be able to appreciate others, you will not be able to give out those things to others,
Correct. Correct. Yeah.
right? The encouragement, the
Right.
hand holding, the mentoring, the right guidance. So
Correct.
this is where it's very important for you to, for us to understand that as women we cannot be everywhere 100%. So
Right.
wherever you are, do your best, if and keep moving on. Don't just get bogged down or just get intimidated by people telling you things. Okay, you had said that in 6 months you're going to achieve this, but what has happened? Nothing has come up. Leave it. Let people say what they're saying. You know, because you are on your own journey.
Yeah. Important is to stay on the journey and not leave the journey. Then, of course, what people say
Yes.
comes true. So, important is to be consistent and be, you know, being very persistent about what you're doing, and keep
Yes.
doing what you're doing is very, very important. Lovely, lovely, Dania.
Absolute
That's
consistence is the key wherever you are, whether you are your own practicing your own stuff, whether you are working somewhere, or whether you are in any institute like we are over here in this platform of we do. Consistency
yeah,
is there. You cannot say I've joined first month and I will get the result in the first month, right?
absolutely,
You need to
absolutely.
be
Yeah.
consistent with your efforts.
Very true. Very, very important point, brought Dania. It's a wonderful conversation going. Wanted to know, Dania, what is those wonderful moments in this journey that you have, already. Our viewers would really like to know, what are the moments that you cherish or love, or something which is unforgettable moments in this journey.
Yeah. So the very first thing which I cherish was in the beginning of this year when I got the award, the Visionary Women Award.
Yes.
That was the most heart touching, not just because I was recognized for the kind of work that I'm doing, but also my children were proud of me. They were
Wow.
happy. My husband came along, my kids came along to receive the award. My community of coaches, like holistic coaches, we are a family of coaches. So all of them came across, and that moment was like as though being with those people. So what has happened is you are being with the people you love, and you have
Yeah.
achieved what you love,
Yeah.
both the things together. That is the most that was the most content moment which I felt, which was in the month of March. Also again, now the my biggest moments of happiness are when the person whom I'm coaching, the client whom I'm coaching with, through nutrition, through life coaching and everything, they just messaged you one day and said that, ma'am, today I have lost my weight. My weight loss is so and so. In these two
Wow.
months, I have lost so much weight.
Wow.
In these 3 months, my period cycles have become regular. In the 2 months, my hypothyroid levels have come down. So,
Yes.
literally, I'm not even kidding, that whenever those statements are told to me, my heart like cries with happiness from within. So
Absolutely.
that is that one thing which I feel that I have created that breakthrough in the lives of people, which is, and definitely it is making a difference in their lives, and it is helping me grow as a person, as a coach.
Lovely, lovely. It's such a wonderful, and I really second with you on this thought that uh, even if we today just not just because we are members with WeDo, but our journey began with WeDo recognizing our efforts in the industry. As
Yes.
you have been recognized as a visionary woman, and so I was also a part of the aspiring multifaceted women. So these these gestures actually bring that motivation, that strength in us, that yes, we are doing something right. We are contributing
Hmm.
in a way people are acknowledging our work is being seen by people. And it is,
Yeah.
there are a set of people who are really acknowledging it, and we you feel so truly humbled by all of this, that yes, even in that one thing that you do, it matters, and people are today appreciating your efforts. It's something
Yeah.
really very important. And secondly, what differences is making their life, that today I think 90% of women are fighting with thyroid, with PCOD, PCOS, menstruation cycles, be it your diabetes. I mean, it's all become like as if they are our own family members, and we are living
Yeah.
with them day in and day out. And and this is the only happiness moment when we're letting them go. So that
Yeah.
happy
Yeah.
moment when we are creating in people's life, I think that is really commendable, and I think very, very important. It's a fantastic work that you're really doing. And I agree that making a small difference in anyone else's life gives you so much of happiness. It's really can't be expressed in words. So it's truly inspiring, Dania, the kind of contribution you're doing today to why women, because you're really working in that sector, and I'm sure these remedies will also work for men around. So friends, this is nothing to do with only women or only men. It's related to health, and we are working towards health. So, Dani, we would like to little know more about when you say that you have a holistic approach. So, which is
Yeah.
spirit, mind, body, soul, everything together. So, how does this holistic approach, or how do you work? If you could just give a little more idea to our viewers and how this holistic approach really works.
Okay, so this you have come to my favorite topic, and I have just evolved myself into from a dietitian to a life coach to a holistic nutrition coach. Okay, so we see, with the kind of training that I took under my mentor, who is based in Hyderabad, in through this program called Holistic Nutrition Training Program. So earlier I had thought, when I started doing it, I had thought that okay, it would be some kind of giving me some insights into the nutrition, and how more wholefully and wholesomely should be consuming food and all. And when I started doing this program, I was in for a huge transformation, huge surprise, that it's not just the food that you consume which is making you, it is also the kind of content you're consuming, the kind of thoughts you're having, and the kind of psycho emotional health that you are facing is what is contributing to your health. And holistic in the from all aspects of life, all aspects in the sense of physical life, health, relationships, psycho emotional, recreation, financial, spiritual, all areas of life. We have a culmination and making it wholesome. Now this whole, which we call as life, all these seven areas of life, now somewhere if there is a decline in it, if there is something which is falling short, okay, where you're stuck in any of the areas of life, okay, whether it is relationships, though health, wealth and relationships are three areas which are most considered, I mean,
True,
most rampant, right?
true. Yeah.
So if people come with us for health counseling or relationship counselings and all, so we need to go into the root cause of the psycho emotional health. We understand their mind, where through their childhood, through their adulthood, and how these people are getting stuck in certain areas of life, which is creating the negative thoughts more and more in that area. So for example, if a person is suffering in their health or in their relationships, so what is it that is not helping them change out of it? What is it that, what kind of pattern is it that is constantly happening and it is keeping them in that lower state of their health, right? So when we go to the root cause, I mean, we call it as cause of the cause. So if a person is diabetic or obese, it's not that the person is just eating a lot, that is why they are fat, or if they are eating a lot of sugar, they are getting diabetes. It's not like that. You and me may be eating much more sugars and pastries than somebody else who has got diabetes. Okay, and they will say, "Ma'am, हम तो उतना sugar खाते भी नहीं है, फिर हमको क्यों diabetes हो गया?" Or
Right.
I eat very less food, or sometimes I crave certain foods. So we have to go to the cause of this cause. के cravings क्यों हो रहा है? Why are they depressed? What is the reason behind their gaining the fat, gaining the weight? And I will tell you one simple thing is that the when the body senses insecurity, the fat is its currency of secure, to feel secure.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so
Okay.
if there is a stress that is going on in the body and it is sensing that I am insecure, the body internally is feeling insecure. So like how we humans have a currency, like some of us will hold some cash, or some of us will invest in certain things or in gold or something. Our body's currency is fat. So the mechanism alters in such a way that if a person is stressed and insecure for a very long time in their health, wealth, or relationships, it is when they start to gain the fat. Unknowingly, ignorantly, innocently, they don't even know what is happening inside in their physiology.
Okay. This is a completely
And
different perspective, Danya. I mean, absolutely. I mean, this is something which is, yeah. I mean, I think you need to go on because for me, it's so new and so overwhelming to know all of this.
yeah, so knowing the root cause is extremely important. uh, we would say that a lot of your emotions that we take in, just like the food we take in, it needs to
Yeah,
be processed and given out.
yeah,
Okay, it has to be excreted, the excess, the toxins and everything has to be excreted. Similarly,
true.
with the kind of content we see, we hear and we think, if it is coming in your system, it has to have a let out, or else it creates a mess in, say, anger. Anger will cause a problem in your liver. I mean, it's not a problem in the liver directly, but yeah, anger
It
is a
will
seat of
affect. Yeah, it could
liver
affect
is a
your.
seat of anger. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Your stomach is a seat for worries. So all these things, when we think okay, it चलता है, अगर हमने उसके बारे में वरी किया, तो वरी नहीं करेंगे तो कैसे चलेगा? आसान है बोलना कि डोंट वरी, right? People will tell you,
Yeah.
justify that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Hmm? So these people will suffer a lot of gastric issues.
Oh.
And people who feel they are stuck with some authority, they are not unable to voice out their uh, opinions, or they feel suppressed in a place somewhere. That those are the kind of people who will eventually get some, because they're unable to express, and the throat is a place of expression, right? You express through your voice.
Yeah, yeah.
So they're the ones who mainly, I'm not saying all of them, but major, when we go to the root cause, we find out that hypothyroid women or hypothyroid men have a lot of these expression problems, unable to express. If they are angry, they will hold on to it, unable to say it. If they are not satisfied with what is going around in their office or in the house or whatever, they are unable to express it. Women in most of the households are like कि उनका opinion count ही नहीं होता है. They also feel they want to voice their opinion but are unable to do so, being kept
Right.
down. Okay, you don't need to say any opinion. So all these things, these are just a few examples which I have said, that the emotions that we take in, the content or the uh, things that we consume need to have a let out. Just as food has an excretory mechanism, similarly, thoughts also should have an excretory mechanism. They should never ever be stored in your body. They should be let out with kind of these techniques that we follow in the sense of uh, for example, we say, do some meditation or do some breathing exercises.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
these are some of them. Maybe some of them find a lot of respite in having a pet. They
yeah,
are they are able to express it to their, if nobody else, they will express it to their pet. Why?
yeah.
Because a lot of people fear judgment.
Very rightly said. Yes, yes, absolutely
Out
true.
of
Being
judgment,
judgmental
people
or
do not
being
express.
judged by people,
Ah,
it's something which is I think the most scariest part, because everybody is going through some or the other stress in life, which they may or may not be able to express. Everyone's journey is different, and everyone's challenges are different. And but I think the most important point that you rightly said here is the fear of being judged. That's when
yeah.
I think a lot of women don't express, or be it men or women, whatever, they don't express and they don't talk. And uh, yes, that really causes, and it's such a deep thought.
Yeah, and the so being a coach and being into this holistic nutrition coaching, there are three things that we have learned to become as a coach. First quality we say is we should be non-judgmental. As a coach, I have no right to judge somebody who's coming to me. Okay, okay. If you are obese, I cannot just tell that person, "अरे ये तो बहुत खाती होगी इसीलिए मोटी है." No, there is a very big psycho-emotional baggage that she is carrying. Okay. Second is honest curiosity,
Yeah,
to know why and how that person is facing the problems. Everyone
yeah,
comes with their you know mm, with their hand holding their problems, hand holding
yeah.
their experiences,
Right,
their
right,
early childhood traumas. We cannot judge a person saying that, okay, you are like this. We have to have a compassionate ear to hear.
true,
Only then
true.
can we go to the root cause, and how will the person know that this person sitting in front of me is, if the person is non-judgmental, and if they will open up only when they see that you are giving a compassionate ear, and they are finding the value in the kind of curiosity that I'm having for that person's life.
Right.
A person will not ask a coach that why are you asking me so many questions? If I'm coming you with diabetes, why are you asking me whether in which school I have studied,
Yeah,
in what kind of college I have gone to, what was a profession you actually wanted but you landed up into a different profession?
true,
Why am I
true.
asking you these things? So if they have understood that, okay, there is a compassion here, there is no judgment here, and they are at ease with the kind of rapport that we create with them, so they open up like sometimes 2 hours it takes for us to take a history for one person. That
Understood.
is the amount of
Yes.
hours that we spend talking to the person to know, to go to the root cause. And that root cause is sometimes just one, But for that, we need to go hours and hours and hours asking and probing till the time we come to the root cause and
Yes.
understand how they work and how they have acquired this diabetes or PCOD or thyroid. Okay, and the third quality is uh, passion to make a difference in their life. So one is
Uh-huh.
non-judgmental, second is honest curiosity, and the third is passion to make a difference. That if you don't have, uh, you cannot really like succeed in your succeed. Yeah, okay, you will get success, but that emotional stability and the emotional connect with that person, you don't get till the time you have created that impact in the life, created that passion for understanding, okay, this is my passion, I want to change this person.
Yeah,
Okay,
correct, correct.
so
Right,
it all
yeah.
depends on the intention with which we start coaching the person, whether the intention is to get money out of that person, कि ओके ये सफ़र कर रहा है तो ये तो पे करेगा. Do we go by
Yeah.
that, or do we go by the fact that we need to create that passion? I mean, we need to have that passion to change the person's physiology and the life so that they can live a healthier and a happier life. So
Very
it all
important
depends
point
on.
said, Dania, because I think today trust is again becoming a bigger concern because people fear sharing the emotions because they feel that maybe I will look silly or I will look stupid if I'm saying something. It could be a silliest
Hmm.
thing that could be hitting them, but that silliest thing that is hitting them could lead to a major cause or could be a childhood trauma which knowingly unknowingly is happening with them, or some
Hmm.
setbacks which they're not able to get through or not able to overcome, not able to discuss that with, because as we grow up people expect us to leave it and move on, but there's some emotions that you can't leave, you carry with you till your
Hmm.
last breath, and I think probably that is something which is also causing. And yes, you rightly said going to the root of it is very very important, but again people fear approaching because they feel that they would be judged or they would be kind of taken for granted, and they might not
Hmm.
get results. So I think it's very important that we reach to people with the right kind of intent and give them that kind of comfort so that they come and speak to us so that we can definitely make a difference to them. That is absolutely important. We just have some comments here. Dania, people are saying yes. Purna says that agreed about the pet therapy. Owning a pet is calming and healing and works very
Hmm.
well on mental wellness. So yes, it is seconded. And we also have a question from Swati, and she says that she's asking that does time of sleep also play a role in weight reduction? So if you could,
Yeah, it's a good question, Swati, and yeah, not exactly. Yeah, so time of sleep, also the quality of sleep, and the timings of the sleep, everything together will have an impact on the role in weight reduction. Why? I'll tell you. Because what happens is, see, when we get there are certain hormones that are released at a particular time at night. Okay, so these hormones called melatonin, they are secreted in darkness. Okay, so if a person is staying awake, see, earlier what used to happen was that during sun after just after sunset, people had this system of having dinner and going off to sleep, right, in the early days whenever there was no
yeah,
electricity. Now
true, true.
slowly and steadily, as electricity has come in, now the gadgets have come in, now the work is working from home, so like it's like 24/7 you are in front of light. So it is stopping the melatonin that has to secrete for you to get a calming sleep.
Right.
Okay. So that is one thing. The release of hormone is one important thing. Second thing is that if you're having an irregular timing of sleep, you're sleeping late, you're getting up late, or you're having a disturbed sleep, what is happening is your body is again sensing insecurity. It is sensing that there is something not going on right because I'm unable to heal from within, right? Sleep is a time when the body heals itself. All the repair work, all those things are going on inside, right? While you're sleeping.
Right.
So, when it is sensing stress, cortisol hormone is released. Now, this cortisol is that one culprit which is throwing off the balance of the insulin,
Hmm.
which is required for sugar regulation. So if there is excess, if the insulin is not, if the stress hormone is impacting the insulin, and that is, creating havoc by not giving a proper glucose absorption, what is happening is glucose is getting stored as fat.
Ah,
And that is when it's sometimes people say, okay, how is it possible that if I'm not getting sleep, it is creating a weight gain in me? I said, first you regularize your sleep, see the difference, and you will believe me.
true, true.
Right? So it is only after doing it only that they will believe that, oh yes, if I sleep on time, if I have a calm sleep, if I make measures to sleep, like keep the room cool, so sleep hygiene needs to be maintained, screens off, room can be a little bit cooler, okay, lights off, and the place, your bed should not be a place where you sit and have conversations, or you can sit and have watch TV or something. If you are in your bedroom on your bed, it has to be for, you have to come to sleep. So that mind training needs to be done, that okay,
Ah,
if I have done my sleep की पूरी तैयारी कर ली है, तो I have to just go and sleep. So it is there in your mind, okay, okay, your mind is calm, you have had some kind of relaxing kind of tea or some kind of milk just before sleeping, and after that you have gone and created that atmosphere in which you will have a sound sleep. So the body longs for that, it feels secure, happy, and then you will get a content sleep. And the stress hormones release will be less, which will impact the insulin, and the insulin will be like, okay, I'm doing my work very well now. I don't have to store it as fat. Just let me metabolize it, the sugar correctly, and send it to its correct place.
correct, correct. So we are
So,
allowing it to work, do its work, and it's
yeah.
it's going to help you. So I hope
So
Swati,
these
your
hormones
answer,
are really naughty creatures.
yeah, yeah. So Swati, I really hope
So
your
these
your
hormones,
answer is
whether,
your question is answered. Sorry, Dana, about this. So I'm really hope that your
sorry,
question is
yeah.
answered. I'm sure that all the viewers are going to implement what Dania is saying. Yes, Dania, you're adding more to it. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So I was saying that these the hormones, whether it is insulin, whether it is stress hormone, or whether it is any of the other uh, those hormones, like lowered melatonin and all that, they can sometimes be really naughty triggers for the
Ah,
smallest of this a change in your physiology.
okay.
Why does PCOD also occur? It is happening because of this insulin playing that naughty role inside the female reproductive hormones.
Mhm.
Okay,
So
so
overall,
for
I
to
understand,
keep the
Dania.
leash,
Overall, sorry. So overall, I understand that nature has made our body in such a way that if we follow what nature wants us to, or what nature has given us, it will automatically heal a lot of things, which otherwise,
well said.
we're trying to run to, maybe some specialists, or looking at some things, maybe antibiotics, or suppressing things within
Yeah.
us. But instead, if we work it the other way around, it's actually going to improve our health and give us a longer life. I mean, I
Yes,
don't
yes.
know. I
So
mean,
we
you
are the
can add more
culprits,
to it.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we ourselves are the culprit, because what we have done is we have turned the tables upside down. What
True,
is
true.
supposed to be soothing, relaxing, and the nature's way of doing and conducting the system of our human body, we have just turned it upside down. We are sleeping wrong, we are eating wrong, we are thinking wrong, we are consuming things wrong, we are stressed, we don't have time management and whatnot. I
Yeah.
mean, everything is just gone topsy turvy.
Absolutely. I totally second that. I mean, yes, today lives have really gone topsy-turvy because I think with the changing lifestyles, a lot of things, our working hours have changed, the gadgets have come in, and, the travel time, the traffic, and everything, I think
Yeah,
is really, and of course, I think somewhere the FOMO within us is also there that, if you're not here, if you're not there, we're not going to be there, we're not going to
correct.
be in limelight, you're not going to recognize us, and so on and so forth. I mean, I think we are all running in this race, and that's when we are eventually spoiling our health. But I understand that the changes are not going to be easy for any one of us, but taking small steps, taking baby steps, and coming to a
Yeah,
point where we are going to be comfortable with our own selves, I think is very, very important, and
Definitely. Yeah.
yeah. So we have a question from Swati that after giving birth, mostly women have challenges to reduce weight. Do you have any suggestions for it?
Yeah, so see, it is a normal mechanism for the body to store some fat because it is nourishing another life inside, right? So the accumulation of fat and all those things will be there. But post that, two, three things you have to be very particular about. One is doing, breastfeeding the child, which will help reduce. So the internal body fat gets mobilized into the breast milk. It goes out. Okay, that is one thing. Second thing is that you don't see, barring the first 10-15 days. After that, you can start, doing some flexibility things, flexibility kind of, movements for yourself. Not necessarily that, okay, uh, you need to be, totally bed bound or no, not moving around or anything, right? And a third thing is that the food that you take in. I mean, recently in the past month, now this month itself, I mean, it was a good thing that I mean, I'm just diverting from it, but yeah, you'll have brought out my session on this platform. It is the month of nutrition. It's a nutrition month. So first
Wow.
September to 30th September is the National Nutrition Month. It is called the Poshan Mah, where we try to conduct sessions, educate people. Nowadays, online has become a good platform, so we are
Yes.
able to help them out with all the challenges that they have. So
Right.
now, having said all this, the third thing was that about the food that you take in. So a lot of myths and fallacies about what kind of food should be taken. Okay, you should have only this kind of food, or you should have a lot consumption of lot of ghee and very heavy nutritionally very dense foods and all. So what is happening is that the kind of food that is being consumed, but there is no outlet for it immediately, right? There is no way of pushing it out.
Yeah.
So what is
Yeah.
happening is it slowly it gets collected, and there is and if that pregnancy fat that is gained does so you're what you're doing is you're more and more adding on to that instead of shedding it out.
Yeah.
You are
Correct.
maybe shedding it out in the kind of feed that you're feeding the child, and you're doing some work for the child and all, but mostly in effect the imbalance of consumption versus the activity pattern. So that is where the food needs to be understood, and the correct guidance needs to be made as to how many calories extra are needed during lactation, how many calories extra are needed during pregnancy, and how to eat a balanced food and balanced diet during these formative years of the child in the womb and child outside. Okay, so that all those things are there. So basic things like having all five or six food groups in your daily meals, consumption of foods, fibers, water, protein, carbs, fats, and all these things should be in a balance. Sometimes what happens is out of if the ladies do not have time, they will consume more of carbohydrate because that is easily available for us. Rice is
Right.
easily available, rotis are easily available. So there is more consumption of carbs, and protein का intake कम कर देते हैं. Fat is again more because of post pregnancy diet. So what happens is all these imbalances, when they are there and you're not consulted a person in the right time and at the right phase, then this weight tends to keep building up. So the only key is that have a correct meal, include all vegetables, fruits, millets, fiber, whole nuts, legumes, seeds, so that you are able to give your body the nourishing nutrients. At the same time, be aware of how much you're consuming and how much you're exercising. That is the key, because the moment the balance shifts like this, you will gain weight. The balance shifts like this, then you will be able to reduce the weight. So, and of course, after say a month or 2 months, you can start joining and lose the flab of excess fat by going to the gym or doing some yoga or some kind of physical fitness you can do, weight training, which can help you lose that fat. It's not that it's impossible to reduce. It does go away.
Absolutely, absolutely wonderfully said, Danya. And yes, I think balance of food and again, ensuring that you're exercising or you're having some flexibility depending on your health conditions, and consulting your doctor, of course, that is something which can help you. Swati, we hope your questions are answered, and thank you so much for wonderfully being engaging in the conversation. So, Dania, quickly we would want to know what were the challenges in the journey. If you could just tell us more about that.
Challenge, yeah. So challenges in my journey was the biggest challenge was that I was stopping myself from moving ahead. Okay. Second thing is that why I was stopping myself was that I wanted to be more perfect in whatever I did. And second thing was that the biggest gap, which I have discussed earlier, that was a very big thing for me. That overcoming that challenge was a bit difficult, but yeah, through a lot of programs and everything, I overcame that. Apart from that, challenges in the lives of people. Lot of sometimes you will have clients who come back to you saying that, okay, 2 months have passed, nothing has happened. Okay, so it demotivates you sometimes. It's a lesson to learn that sometimes it's fine if there are certain things which you're practicing which may not be um, effective for everybody. Okay, it is eventually the health of a person. It is not some machine that you will do XYZ. You will put hydration and some oiling and everything and your machine is fixed. Okay, so all those things need to be understood and fixed by the person who is getting the who is being coached. So that is one challenge. Sometimes I feel put off by feel demotivated by some cases which do not which are unable to reverse. So that is another thing. But yes, it does not push me down. It helps me learn because these challenges come to me, and I take them as a learning experience. And then will go back, see what has happened, okay, why it did not particular thing did not work on that particular person, and try to do it differently for that person, or try to do it differently for another person, so that that gap of not being able to make a change, not being able to create the transformation is bridged slowly, steadily. See, being human beings, the person who comes to us also is a human being. We as are also human beings, right? So
Very
there
true.
is a gap at times where we are not able to uh, totally 100%, go into it. So that is another. In healthcare, this is the biggest challenge I feel. I think I will face. I have faced that, and that person does not create, get the transformation. So it puts them off, and it's like sometimes it goes off, and thankfully and with God's grace, there's no person who has gone and said something to somebody else saying that, okay, this person's diet does not work or the program does not work or anything, because they know in effect, eventually it is the person themselves who is not ready to change. That is why they're unable to transform their health.
True. Very well
So
said, Dania,
these
that
are few challenges.
correct. Very well said that every person is different, every person's health is different. So obviously the results are going to be different. And dealing with such situations, it could be challenging at times. But as you rightly said, that taking inspiration from what has not worked, but learning what can be changed or what can be worked, and coming back with a solution is more important instead of feeling demotivated or feeling as a failure. You should not, because every person is a different person. Every person's mindset is different. His physique is different, and of course the
Yeah,
internal the organs, the names are same, but the functionality may
yeah,
differ with every person's, because depending on the physical activity, their emotional state of mind and everything.
hmm,
So yes, of course. uh, this is very important, friends. So it's very important, friends, to understand one thing, that challenges will come, failures may come, and I think failures are a stepping stone to success, because that's when you know that how you don't have to do it, and you learn from it that how better you need to do it. So that's a very important lesson that we're getting today from our guests that, not getting bogged down, but learning from your failures is very, very important. Then it's such a engaging conversations. Our guests, lovely people, are still with us. It's been more than an hour and we're talking, and we don't want to still get over with you. So, Dania, two more questions I have for you. Of course, one is a very important question. Reason I'm asking, because we today are connected with each other through this lovely platform that we already spoke about, where we are looking at empowering women. We are looking at giving them training programs. Looking at giving them a roadmap or a path map to success, or to build their own dreams or their journey which they want to start. Which is wonderfully mentored by our Kadambari, and I think we all are blessed today to be here. So we want to understand that, uh, how has this platform helped you, or I could say that, how do you leverage this platform to grow yourself, or in any which way that's benefiting you?
Yeah. So, see, I'm almost around 6 months into WeDo,
Yeah,
and honestly speaking, what happened was my work is such that I don't have products to display where I can just show it and sell it off, right?
true.
So my kind of um, the my kind of work needed more experience, more exposure, more understanding of you know exactly what I do. How am I changing the life? I cannot just tell people, okay, I'm changing life, you can come and join me, right? In the time they don't trust me, they do not
Yeah,
come to me, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
first few months were ups and downs. So me being in the leadership role of a mentor, I stayed back and I waited for some time till the time I was able to make a mark.
True.
Say around 2 months after I joined WeDo, I was on the spotlight in the Hyderabad chapter, and I was told to discuss about my journey and about what kind of work that I'm doing and all. After that, I started getting more enquiries, more understanding. The people in my chapter started knowing me better. That okay, this is the kind of work that you do, and a lot of them came forward to join my program. They have not, I mean, they did not join, but of course they inquired about whether how to go about joining it, if we can refer you to any of our relatives or of our friends or anything. I
Yeah,
said yeah.
yeah.
So it is a place where we are constantly connected with people who are connected to many other people, right?
Correct.
So
Understood. Yeah.
this connectivity is what is helping us over here, because it's a platform where a lot of women are there and who are associated with many other women, and they would want to correct their health because most of them are
Right.
going through a lot of challenges. So then
Yes.
very recently I collaborated with one of our WeDo member itself with a yoga session with Aruna. I gave a
Yeah.
yoga session as well as my expertise on hypothyroidism, where we had a very, very engaging 2 day workshop. And the
Lovely.
members out there, I mean, they really, had a good time and they understood a lot of things about their health issues and why hypothyroidism. And they learned the, basics of yoga and everything. So this has helped me, understand how to build up, be in the leadership. Then another thing is that build it up. Then you need the way I need to collaborate, because there are different professions which are there over here, where I have collaborated one with yoga expert. Now another collaboration I'm in talks with is nutritional snacks. Okay,
Yeah.
so one WeDo member is dealing with these nutrition snacks. So
Right.
I have had a talk with her, and I would want to, you know, give her products out for to my clients. Okay,
Correct.
so it's a good platform to understand other members here who again are women and are entrepreneurs, and they are coming out of their comfort zone and coming into this arena of uh, becoming entrepreneurs and giving that satisfaction and identity for themselves. That is where we are finding that okay, we all gel together on this platform because we are getting an identity of we do women.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. I
Okay,
think this is
so
the power of collaboration, and this is the
it
power of
has
being
it has
together.
helped me. Yeah, it has helped me in my understanding of a lot of women entrepreneurs. It has helped me in understanding how to collaborate, and the training sessions and the meet and greet and the other sessions that we keep having. That has leveraged my thought process into understanding where and how I can reach in a place where I want to.
Wonderfully said, Dania. Of course, yes, very rightly said that the training programs are so wonderful that it actually, they are eye openers where you realize there are so many things that probably is required to do, or is a priority and is not being done, or how to do it, or how to leverage it better. So there's wonderful, I would say mentorship, of course, goes without saying. But with that, I think the connects, building the connects, and with building the connects, building the trust, the rapport, and getting into collaborations, helping each other, being there for each other. I think this is one thing that I think we all are, tied with this wonderful platform together. And I think it's a blessing in all of us, for all of us today, because uh, there are many platforms otherwise, but I think this platform is unique because it has so many value additions to be done. And best thing is, it's completely non-judgmental. And here the leaders are so approachable at any point of time, and the guidance that is given is with the intent that they want to see you grow. It's
Yeah.
not a competition. So here is one thing that for me, a key takeaway from this platform is that for us it is not a competition. For us, if we are of the same, I would say, product line or a service line, here we are strengthening our services, but we are not in competitors to each other. So that's what is the wonderful power of WeDo, and it's a great thank you to WeDo. So Dana, before we close the session, we would quickly like to know about your book that you're authoring. Our viewers would like to know a little more about your book.
Yeah. So actually, this book has I have started working on it since quite some time, and in between, there are a lot of my learning experiences which I wanted to share in that. And when I started writing, I was not as enriched with the experiences, and I felt that although I have started writing, but I'm not good, uh, unable to put the correct points across. So I'm halfway into the book, but yeah, it is of course to deal with women who want to take this second innings in their career, who are constantly speculating, thinking, okay, I should do it, and know what will others say, what will so and so say. So helping them overcome their fears, overcoming their negative beliefs, and overcoming their the thought patterns, and helping them, empowering them to understand that this is where you can achieve. And it's not that you have to always have a success in terms of money, but the identity and the self satisfaction that you have, the internal happiness that you have, even if it is for a voluntary work.
True.
Okay, so that is what I want to help. I want to portray in that it's not only about having your place in terms of earning money only, or only being an entrepreneur. You can be a person who is doing some voluntary work, or who is engaged in other activities where it is giving them the happiness and the satisfaction, seeing the smiles on people's faces. So this book will come off. I don't know when. I have still to work something more on it, but I can't
Sure.
commit on a date or time. But yeah, it will be there out in some time. So definitely will be intimated before
Certainly,
it
certainly.
comes.
We look forward to this, Dania, and I really want to extend a big thank you to you for giving us so much of your time and giving so many valuable insights today. Being your emotional health, being your physical health, how your body reacts to, right from having a good sleep and even to a lactating mother, and how your diet has to be. And very one last question. I think we did not really speak about your online clinic. If you could give us a quick information about what is this about, and if you could Tell us a little more.
Yeah, so it's just like how you have a physical clinic where you have people coming to you, talking to you one on one. So it's the setup is such that I have the coaching sessions and the conversations and all the sessions right from history taking to the final sessions. Everything is done online.
Okay.
So so this is helping me and my clients in different ways. So for me, it is giving me an expansion into the global area. It's not that I'm
Absolutely.
limited to Hyderabad itself, right? It's
Absolutely.
helping me conserve my time. And it's helping me, do make my presence online through Instagram or through LinkedIn or any other social media,
Social media,
which has
yes.
yeah, so it has helped me because I was a very introverted and a shy person at one point. Like if you would say 5 years back, if you would have seen me, I was a totally different person. I would not say, more than two lines in any conversation. Okay.
True, true.
so so this clinic and the work has helped me, empowered me, and this clinic is a place where it is like a safe space for people to come and speak out their stuff. So and I have these online forms sent out to them before I they start the coaching as to what kind of health issues they have, and there's a series of questions that they need to answer and then come on to this history taking session. So all this comprises of my entire work on my system, and that is where my clinic is. That is what my clinic is.
Lovely,
Okay,
lovely,
and how
lovely.
it is helping my clients again is that they are so accountable because I keep them online through WhatsApp messages, or through emails, and sending them daily reminders, posts, encouraging, empowering posts, and all that, which helps them stay engaged and don't not lose track of their program, because they come to us with a particular goal in mind, and then they themselves lose out on the goal in the process.
True,
Okay, so we have
true.
to handhold them, pick them up. Okay, no, it's okay if you have done this, it's fine, let's go move ahead.
Right.
So it is helping them in that way because I am constantly on their back. Okay, if it was like for a person coming on a physical clinic,
Mm-hmm.
it is on their will that they come. Whether they want
Right.
to come, they will not want to come, then it's like traveling time and all those things are again accounted for, and they feel like it's such a hassle to come all the way and
Yeah,
all.
no,
So it's
it's
for
convenient
me and
also
for
for
them.
people to
Yeah,
interact. So if they are in the
yeah,
bus or they are driving, they are they are
right.
entering their
uh,
office. So it's a comfort for I think all of them. And yes, this is really wonderful, Dania. I mean, and people whosoever would want to take up the services, we have our contact information put here. It's dania.irfan@gmail.com, or you can follow her Insta ID define.your.diet on Instagram, and she will respond to you, she'll connect to you. So with this, friends, we come to the end of this session. And Dania, thank you so much for giving so much of time and so much of information. And I'm sure there's going to be people pouring in to know more about you, because you've given so many insightful with examples where people could relate. It's just not about you do this or you do that to lose your weight. This No, it is a scientific way that you've explained where people understand and they can relate that this is what is happening with them and how they could change it. So yes, it was very insightful, and thank you so much. Thank you, viewers, for joining us, and it was a really wonderful live session. We could go on and on, but we understand that it's dinner time and you all need to go and have dinner. So thank you so much for being with us, and thank you
Thank
once
you.
again, Dania. And friends, stay tuned.
Thank you.
We'll come
Thank you
up
so
with
much.
more entrepreneurs talking about their inspirational journey and how they could make a difference to your lives. Thank you so much. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank